But they don't look like me. They don't talk like me. But they don't look like me. And they don't talk like me. But they don't look like me. And they don't talk like me. But they don't look like me.
There it is, the music. It is telling us we're back. And I got to tell you, I'm a little shocked to see you.
Why is that?
Dude, the Rapture was yesterday, man.
Oh, that's right.
And we're still here. I was running up huge debt on my credit card. I really didn't even prep for today. I said, F it. We're not even going to be doing the show because obviously the Rapture's going to come and we're gone. See ya. No more tomorrows. So this show's going to be pretty shitty. Not going to lie.
Oh, man.
And I got huge debt that's worrying me.
Wearing you down.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we weren't going to be here, so I was like, whatever, I'm not going to have to pay this.
Well, obviously, you and I were just some great sinners. I think it happened. Just nobody got saved, and the devil wins.
I mean, to quote the scholar / pop diva Rihanna, I may be bad, but I'm perfectly good at it. So, I guess that showed up yesterday too. So, the Rapture, there you go.
That's your philosophy reference.
Yes, that's my philosophical reference. She's well known with Socrates and Plato. I
don't think I would put all those in the same category. Maybe I would have put her in the same category as like Bill and Ted as philosophers.
I'd probably bump her for Bill Nye the Science Guy, actually. So there you go. So how was your Rapture, though? What'd you do yesterday? What were you out and about?
It wasn't too bad. Got home, laid out some clothing, like I had been raptured, and let my roommate come home and find the clothing.
I mean, you want to look good for the Rapture. I mean, it's a big deal. Everyone's going to be there. You want to impress.
I really want to just walk into like a supermarket right at that point and going, oh no, I'm being raptured, but these clothes are holding me down. So I just like strip in the middle of the shopping mall and go, I'm ready, Jesus. I'm ready.
That could have been funny because a lot of people would have busted out their cell phones and taken a picture of it, and then you would have been an internet YouTube sensation as that crazy guy who freaks out at the mall. Yeah. You probably have like 50,000 views.
I think that'd probably conflict this show, though. In a small way.
No worries. We don't have any, moral compass or any allegiance to anything. So whatever you got to do, you got to do.
We are not currently bought out by Hollywood.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. No, my Rapture wasn't that great. I had to work all day yesterday, so I was like, if I'm going to get raptured, I'm going to be somewhere I don't even want to be. I'm going to be at work. If this is going down, I want to be driving a sports car and drinking some whiskey with a hot babe. If this is going to happen.
I don't think that's how you get raptured.
Probably not, but
I believe that's actually, all details of the exact opposite of getting raptured.
I was just going to use it as an excuse to party. Kind of like white people do with Cinco de Mayo. And a lot of other national holidays. Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. But yeah.
All right.
Well, the Rapture didn't happen, so we're still here. So I guess, F it, let's do a show. Let's, to commemorate, let's get nostalgic. Since the world almost ended, it's fun to look back. I would say maybe look back at the 90s. Talk about some of our favorite cartoons. We're going to do that eventually. But first, we're going to talk about our favorite superheroes.
We never announced our names or the name of the show.
We're the comic shop. People know who we are. We're kind of a big deal now.
I'm Eugene.
I'm the man with no name. But if you did have to call me by name, I'd prefer Pat or Patrick. Actually, Pat. My mom and dad call me Patrick. So just call me Pat.
I like to call him Patty.
And that won't continue for much longer if you value your nuts. Anyway, hit me with your number 5 favorite superhero. Now, I must say, it doesn't matter if they're DC, Marvel, Image, Dark Horse, whatever. Your 5 favorite superheroes.
You know what? I'm going to start with number 5.
Okay.
It is Mimic. From the Exiles.
Tell me a little bit about Mimic. Familiar with the name, not so much about the actual character.
Well, he was actually originally introduced as an X-Men villain in the original X-Men series back in the 1960s, but they kind of updated him. And basically, he's a mutant that his only mutant power is to have the abilities of 5 other mutants.
Does he get to pick those powers? Is it like he touches them and absorbs some of them?
No,
is he like a symbiote?
He gets to pick.
Is it like a mental thing? Does he like close his eyes and go like, okay, that's the power I want? Or does he have to say it out loud?
I think he's just picking up DNA signatures and going, hey, that's going to be part of me.
So he's just kind of hanging out looking to score some DNA?
You make it sound so dirty.
It is dirty. That's a little weird.
Ugh.
Just hanging out in the alleys. Yo, got some DNA for me, brother? What do you got? You got that good shit? You know I got the itches right now, man. I need it.
Kind of like the U-Men.
Yeah. Okay, your number. I like it.
All right. What's your number 5?
My number 5 is Daredevil, and more specifically the Frank Miller late 70s, 80s onward.
You just chose Ben Affleck.
No, I did not.
You chose Ben Affleck.
No, I did.
Daredevil. If you choose Daredevil, you're choosing Ben Affleck.
No. No.
Okay. All right. What version of Daredevil? Because personally,
I've already said Frank Miller, late 70s, 80s Daredevil.
You know, I like Kevin Smith better as far as Daredevil.
Well, yeah, but Kevin Smith's Daredevil is rooted in the Frank Miller, that more darker, grittier tone, dealing with not necessarily super villains, but dealing with a lot of organized crime. Before that, Daredevil fought a lot of super villains and more fantastical sci-fi characters, kind of like the other superheroes. But when Frank Miller took over the character, he took it in a more darker, grittier tone and direction, kind of like he did with Batman as well. And from that, Kevin Smith did continued that.
All right.
So yeah, boom.
All right.
But yeah, I just think Daredevil's really cool because of his powers, but his powers is rooted in a disability. I think it's cool that he's blind and all of his other senses are super heightened. And I like his baton. He kind of throws that and he's swinging around rooftops. I think he's cool. I like his look. I like his costume. You know,
I think as far as, crippled superheroes go, I think he should just start a trend. Kind of like, who did Family Guy have? They had Mind Quad.
Mm-hmm.
Where, a guy loses arms and legs, so he's all creating, like, mental projections of arms and legs.
Yeah.
I can't wait for, like, a crippled woman who can just suddenly fly.
One day, man. You should write it. You should do it. Do it. So, yeah, there's my number 5. Who's your number 4?
Wesley Gibson from Wanted.
Nice.
I realize he's kind of a supervillain of sorts, but in the root of that entire universe, there are no good guys. So, as far as superheroes go in that universe, he's the killer. He's the Don Juan. And I'm not talking about the movie version. I hated that movie. I hated the movie Wanted after reading the comic book. Because they just, oh my god, Hollywood just screwed that storyline up so bad.
I never read the comic, saw the movie, and I didn't love it, didn't hate it. It was alright. It was enjoyable, but I didn't really resonate with me personally.
The only thing that the two actually have in common are basically some of the character names and the opening. That is it.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. Yeah, I mean,
I'll loan it to you.
I went into it fresh with no expectations or preconceived notions at all. But my number 4, the Green Lantern. Brightest day and blackest night. Good times. Mr. Hal Jordan.
You like to stay within the main ones, don't you? The more recognizable ones.
It's not that I'm opposed or against the others. That's just I'm picking my favorites, so I'm going to pick my favorites. So that's
right.
I'm not gonna try and change my list up just to make other people happy. It's my favorite, so screw everyone else.
Okay.
So yeah, who's your number 3?
My number 3 is Largo from Mega Tokyo.
Nice.
I realize that you love all the mainstream stuff very much, but I like that stuff too. But I'm a huge indie webcomic, really gritty, off the beaten path storyline type comics. That's really my thing. And if you don't know what Mega Tokyo is, it's pretty much a parody of every manga you have ever read in your entire life. It's basically about these 2 American gamers who get really, really drunk, and they end up on a plane and go to Tokyo, spend all their money, and so they're trying to find a way home back to America. And one of them ends up working in a mega gamer store, and the other one gets hired by the local police to fight off zombies. and you can like rent Godzilla on your weekends and crap like this.
Awesome.
Yeah, they live next door to a ninja.
Well, you gotta live next door to Ninja, right?
To Elite Ninja.
Nice. Yeah, I am more of a mainstream kind of guy. I like superheroes.
Who's your number 3?
Number 3 is Iron Man. Now, I did not grow up reading the Iron Man all that much. I mostly saw him when he would do some crossover stuff with Spider-Man and the X-Men. But once I saw the movie preview, I got really interested in the character, and I went back and read more of his specific stuff, and I really enjoyed reading a lot of the old Iron Man. So he's definitely... It was really close between him and Green Lantern. But Iron Man takes the number 3.
One's out of this world, and the other one has an alcohol addiction.
He's just a man who loves some beer. He likes a few beers to have a good time.
No, I think he likes some Coke and rum. He likes the expensive drinks.
Hey man, Demon in a Bottle, Iron Man. That's a great storyline. It's available in hardback. Pick it up. It is classic Iron Man.
Okay.
Who's your number 2?
Number 2, Dream from Sandman.
Nice.
Probably one of the most powerful DC/Vertigo characters you will ever find in that whole universe. And basically, he's one of the Immortals, or the Eternals, and he's the master of dreams. Morpheus himself.
Nice. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with that character, but he sounds, for the way you described him, he sounds pretty cool.
Oh, very cool.
My number 2, The Dark Knight, the Caped Crusader, Batman.
Mr. DC himself.
Love the Batman. He was my first fave, really, of the superhero genre. And while he has, I can't say he's slipped to number 2. He's gotten surpassed in the years since, but he is still one of my all-time favorites.
Okay, question. Do you think he molested Robin?
No, Your Honor, he did not.
Okay.
Did I need to get sworn in for that? I felt like I was testifying.
You were testifying to something.
That's for sure.
Obviously, it wasn't a higher power, or else you would have been raptured yesterday.
That is true. That is true. Who's your number 1?
You know, all my characters that I've picked so far are kind of off like the beaten path and, slightly, lesser known. But my number 1 is in fact very mainstream. He is the Man of Steel himself.
The Man of Steel.
The Man of Steel.
The King of Comics.
Superman.
Very nice. Yeah, I mean, you were really kind of on one side of the spectrum, and then with Superman, you're almost bringing it back to the middle. That's how much clout Superman has. He can bring the other 4 back to the middle. Because Superman, I mean...
I think he just did.
He did. He just did. Kind of like when he spun the world back in the Superman movies to save Lois Lane.
Ben time.
Pretty awesome.
Ugh.
That's love.
That is.
My number 1 is very obvious. I'm always referencing him. It's the Spider-Man, the Wall Crawler, the Webhead, Peter Parker himself.
There was no doubt in my mind that that was going to be your number 1.
No doubt. No doubt.
Ugh.
Yeah. It's my specialty. So, anyways, those are our number 5. Hope you liked those characters. Feel free to shoot us a Facebook message. Let us know who your favorite characters are. We'd love to see that. We'll do some favorite villains at some point as well. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back, and then we're going to hit you with some chat about our favorite 90s cartoons. How does that make you feel? You excited?
My nipples are hard.
Whew. The harder, the better. Stay tuned. This is the Comic Shop.
Inside the system. Inside the system. The connection.